All right, everybody, we are here. We are live. I am Jambari Moreau. We have Randy in the building. We got J Boog in the building. We got Tasha Jones in the building. We got Q. I am very excited to bring you. This is episode number 8 of She Shoots, She Scores. We're talking WNBA all day today. This is straight for you. And I mean, we're going live. This is the first time that we're doing this. And again, I'm just like overly excited about this. So one of the things, and we're gonna get straight into it, but one of the first things that I wanted to actually speak about, and I didn't know if everybody happened to see this, was the firestorm comments that happened yesterday with Dijonai Carrington and Carrington-Clark. And if you guys need a refresher, obviously I'll pull that up. But if anybody wants to start, I just kind of wanted to see what your thoughts about what the two of them said, or any subjects that you might have to add on it, or anything that y'all got to add on it. And then I'm gonna start with Randy. If you want to start, we can start with you.
I'm gonna need you to pull that up, player. I did not catch that.
Okay. That's okay. That's fine. Cute. I mean, did anybody happen to see this, or am I just crazy?
I saw it.
No. I saw it. I'm just pulling the comments right back up. It was pretty much, they asked Carrington-Clark, how does she feel about her name being used as like a symbol of prejudice, racism, misogyny, and so on and so on. She said she don't really pay attention to it because she doesn't see it. Initially, she said, I don't really see it, so I don't really pay attention to it. I'm here to play basketball. And then a reporter at a later time asked her a similar question, not the exact same question. And Caitlin gave an answer where she's like, I'm disappointed by it. I don't really believe, she said, I don't believe in those things. And kept, repeating that, like, it's a disappointment and et cetera, et cetera. Then Dijonai replied, dog, how can not one be bothered by their name being used to justify racism, bigotry, misogyny, xenophobia, homophobia, and intersectionalities? All of them, all is nuts. We all see that shit. We all have a platform. We all have a voice. We all hold weight. Silence is a luxury.
So did Dijonai say that in between those two though, right?
Yeah.
So Caitlin said her thing first, then Dijonai, and then Caitlin. The second question was asked after that.
Right. So Caitlin originally
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So Caitlin originally said that she wanted to focus on basketball, and she didn't hear the noise like surrounding the racism, the homophobia, et cetera, et cetera. And I mean, obviously she's an athlete. That's what they're supposed to do. But we do know that, we know that things get around, and I'll say this if I could start, because I did happen to see this, and I'll play the clip for y'all after I say. Actually, I'll just play the clip for y'all first, and then I'll share my opinion if y'all want to go first. But let me play the clip. So this is the second thing, or the second comment she had in response after James Boyd. Shout out to James, who asked this question.
Caitlin, I know you mentioned that you want to focus straight on basketball. Definitely respect that. But when just asking you directly, when people use your name for racism, misogyny, whatever, what is your response to that specifically?
Yeah, I think it's disappointing. I think, everybody in our world, deserves the same amount of respect. The women on our league deserve the same amount of respect. So people should not be using my name to push those agendas. It's disappointing. It's not acceptable. But yeah, I mean, this league is a league I grew up admiring and wanting to be a part of. Like, some of the women in this league were my biggest idols and role models growing up, and helped me want to achieve this moment right here that I get to play in every single night. So just treating every single woman in this league with the same amount of respect, I think is just a basic human thing that everybody should do. Like, just be a kind person and treat them, how you would want to be treated. And I think it's, very simple.
So I just pause there. So right before she said that, as Tasha and J-Boog were saying, Dijonai Carrington had a tweet, and I'll put up the tweet later in post. But one of the things that I thought was really powerful with her quote was, "Silence is a luxury," and I mean, that's just struck a chord with me. Ever since she said it, it's just, I don't know why, but it's just struck such a chord. So I'm happy that I'll say this. So I'm happy that eventually Caitlin came out and said, hey, people shouldn't be using my name. You know, she's talking to her fans. And if, again, we're talking hoops, y'all. So she's talking to her fans. They need to leave that to the side, leave their homophobic, racist, misogynist, etc., you know, views to themselves, or keep it away, right? And you know, she just discredited and disapproved all of that, which thank God, you know, we got to hear. But you know, just everything that Dijonai, that quote, is just silence is a luxury. It just keeps playing back in my mind. So I didn't know if y'all had something to comment on that.
No, I agree.
It's
Oh,
go ahead.
Oh, go
oh,
ahead.
my bad.
Go ahead.
Oh.
Go ahead.
No, I was just say I agree with that. I think I appreciated Dijonai for saying that, speaking out, because I mean, we kind of know how the internet is these days, and a lot of these players get targeted for doing anything, especially kind of speaking out on something like that. So for her to just be a voice to say, hey, you know, probably if you stand with us, like, say that, you know, don't just say you don't see it, or don't say you don't hear it, because you do have the luxury of being silent. We don't have that luxury. We just want to play basketball as well, but we're being harassed and we're being taunted and whatever else. So, I mean, I'm glad Caitlin came back and did say that, because, I mean, like I said, like she said, she's been watching this league for a very long time. Her favorite player is Maya Moore. So if you're going to be, I'm not saying she wants to be the face of the league, but that's where they have her. You're the face of a league of predominantly Black and brown people. And these are players that you have to play with, play against. At some point, you're going to be teammates on Olympic teams or all-star teams. So if you don't want your name used in that way, that's going to make some of those other players feel a certain way, then you got to say something. So I'm glad she did say, hey, don't put my name out there. I think it should have been done a little earlier, but it is what it is. She said that. And I mean, hopefully we can move on from it, and I just want to watch basketball. I just want them to be able to play basketball and not have all this other stuff going on. So I appreciated that was said, and then hopefully we can just move on.
Amen. That's preach. Anybody else want to chime in? That was powerful. Hey, that's preach.
That's
How do
interesting.
you follow
That's
up
an interesting comment, Jay. I don't necessarily know that we can just always go revert back to sport, right? Because we live in America, and
You're right.
there is a divide. And I think that's something that Caitlin has not had to deal with her entire life. She's always been on the one side of America. And I appreciate Dijonai saying, look, you have to see it from both perspectives. I also feel like Caitlin's team and the league did not prepare her for what she stepped into. And I think she's had to carry a lot on her shoulders, and a lot on her shoulders that she didn't necessarily ask for. And I'm not making any excuses in regards to what she should have said or what she actually believes. I think she answered the first question exactly how she believed, right? Like, hey, I haven't really been paying attention to that. And so because I haven't been paying attention to it, you know, it really doesn't matter to me. But I think it was a wake-up call for her to say, for the league and other players in the league to say, oh, you better start paying attention, right? Like, this is for real, and we need you to pay attention to some other things. And I think the one thing that I thought was kind of shifty for me in regards to how Caitlin responded was, I'm glad, I think she said something in the process where there's a lot of things happening this year in the league that didn't happen before. Like, I'm glad that everybody is talking about this. I'm glad that we have more people watching the game and more people watching the sport. So she was alluding to the fact that you see me out here and you see the job that I'm doing, right? You see what I've brought to the game in regards to attendance, viewership, and making sure that, you know, we are doing that we are playing the game. But at the same token, I think the league should have prepared her better. And I don't necessarily know that the league knows what to do, right? Like, I don't know that the league knows what to do. And I think that's a bigger problem. I think the league need to address some things and take some of this brunt off the players. And I'm not saying that Caitlin should not be able to speak to this or even stand up, but I do know that revolution is a hard thing to do when you're at the bottom of the totem pole, when you're not winning, when you're not making leaps like you should, right? When we look at other people who have impacted change, they were at the top of their game, right? They were able to do that at the top of their game. When you're talking about people like LeBron making statements about what the league is going to do, it was off a year of a championship. Indiana is losing, right? And so in the thought process, this is a grassroots fight for her in regards to, taking on that burden to say, oh, I need to speak for minorities in the league, or I need to speak for different things in the league. So I'm posing that question back to you all. What do you think in regards to that thought process? Do you feel like she has enough to carry the league on that from a losing standpoint, or should she be really talking about revolution, or should she be talking about impacting change?
Well, before I answer that, I just want to that was a great question, Tasha, as well. I want to get to some of the comments. So Ash on TikTok, shout out to Ash. She said, beautifully said in regard to what J Book said. Amanda Spaceman said, Satu Sabali said it best. You got to what did Satu say? Somebody, if we could find that. DJ put, CC is doing the right thing by not saying anything. Amanda Spaceman put, I disagree. DJ said, if she says anything, someone would say she's this or that. Joel said, DJ spoke about this yesterday, which we talked about this briefly. So when we found out the news, it was okay. I don't know what happened with. There's some other comments on YouTube. Come on, I don't know what's going on with Malakar. I'm not gonna play that, but that's crazy. There's some crazy comments on YouTube. But other than that, if y'all wanted to answer some of her, that kind of just threw me off for a second. If y'all want to answer, anybody want to respond to what Tasha or to what Kaylin originally said, Q, Randy, I didn't know if y'all want anything to say to that.
Go ahead, Q. I'll answer last.
Answering the original point, looking at like the order of things, it kind of felt, well, one, she didn't know what to say, and I think the first, like I said, the wording in the first question when the reporter asked the original question that made Dijonai respond was different than the second time another reporter asked. If you notice, I don't think we played it, but I think this is the second time he asked her specifically, how do you feel about your name being used for X, Y, and Z? Where the first reporter asked her, what these are some things that people are associating your name with. Like, do you think about those things? Do you see those things? And you got two different responses out of her. I think, hold on. Before I continue, is my signal messing up?
No, you're good.
Because when Jay Book was talking and Tasha was talking, like it was just real robotic. But we'll cut that part out. But also,
you good? I'm talking to people on TikTok. They're writing in the chat. There's a bunch of stuff in the chat we're gonna talk about. So we got.
Oh, my fault. And I was reading somewhere today, and it kind of like made me feel like this is how I feel on the inside. It's like Carrington-Clark didn't want to be held responsible for the worst narratives around her name, such as the racism, the prejudice, the xenophobia, et cetera, et cetera. But these are things that you got to deal with because these are things that the people that you play on the teams with and people you play against with, they deal with on a daily basis. And we know that she all comes from a certain demographic, a certain background, where she might be exempted from said topics or have a first person understanding of said topics. But this is something that you're going to have to deal with, especially as you grow in the league. And that's it for me.
And I mean, just being in the culture. I mean, like, if she's playing in an all-black league, she's gonna she's not gonna not be able to speak about. You know what I'm saying? Like, she can't not speak about these types of topics. And
she has to be educated.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it is what it is. It's just like if you go to any country or you go to any job, you need to learn the culture, and you have to. That's a part of. But if I could just, Randy, before you speak, before you can speak, I'm gonna just. So some of the comments. One of the comments put DJ. So DJ put, funny enough, this is crazy. This is a rookie. We are talking about a 22-year-old lady. I absolutely agree. She's 22 years old. I absolutely agree. And that's why I said, yes, we do need to give her some grace. However, again, it goes back to what I'm saying. She's in this league with a bunch of African Americans. Like she's gonna have to speak about this topic. Like it's not. This is just common sense. And like I said, back to J Book's point. Thankfully, she did say the right thing, which is, hey, you should not be using her name to push any type of racist agendas. Like, and thank God she said it. And that's why I said what Dijonai said was it just struck a chord. Like So shout out to Dijonai for saying it. Shout out to Cece for saying it. But just what she said, it just has just kept striking a chord, especially with me and my wife. But what were you gonna say, Randy? If you had something to say,
You alluded to it, like culture, man. You got to read the room and understand where you're at, what league you're in, and not necessarily just what's going on in your surroundings. Granted, Tasha stated perfectly that she is young, and the league should have done a better job in training her. And I think we see that in the answer her second go around. And Jay Boog said it perfectly, like, you're in a predominantly Black league, and these are the people you're playing with. Some of them may or may not like you already because of the attention you're bringing to the league that they feel that they've been, producing all along. But, things grow. But yeah, no, I like the second answer, the second go around. It's it sort of clears the smoke for everyone to understand that, hey, look, this is not my vibe. I'm not on this, and moving forward, like, this is, she's basically setting her boundaries, which is smart.
Yeah.
anyone else? Oh, go.
May I jump back in there? I think that's something that she has to do. But again, I think this is a league issue, right? Like, I think so many times people, especially now, companies are trying to disassociate themselves with diversity, equity, and inclusion without realizing how diversity, equity, and inclusion just is advantageous not only for the business, it's advantageous for the people who are employed, it's advantageous for the bottom line, it's advantageous for period, the money, period. And I think that the league needs to do a better job of unfurling what diversity, equity, and inclusion looks like in this league, especially for a rookie class. I think that they should have probably had training. They should have probably had a class or two to go to in regards to DEI and really understand what could happen across the league as a whole. And I'm not really for sure that they did that. And with that being said, Caitlin is from Iowa. Her whole life, it was 50,000 people who looked just like her who was watching the game, right? And it didn't become a national thing until her and Angel Reese and in college went back and forth, and Angel had to tell her, you can do all of that you want to, but around here we get the rings, right? And it wasn't until that this became a national explosion. And so I think that she has a lot to learn. I think she has a lot to learn about the league, basketball, playing at this level, and really just probably going inside of herself and being able to answer those questions seriously for herself. I'm not really for sure she's ever answered that question for herself.
I was gonna say, just listening as my pick for rookie of the year, hearing that, it hurts. It hurts hearing that. As my pick for rookie of the year, it hurts hearing that. So no, if we hear you, Tasha. But the league, just to your point, I love that you mentioned that the league should have had. I don't know if they did or didn't, but they should have had more inclusion classes for everyone. That was a great idea. It's like at the rookie symposiums. That's a really great idea. But if I could just add some of the comments, a bunch of the comments on TikTok are like, I want to just address them. If y'all have anything to add, I would love to get into our next topic. But I mean, if y'all have anything to add to these comments, please.
I want to add in something to what Tasha said. Like, there's two sides to every coin. Her junior year, she was facing like issues with diversity, and that clash was already there. Now, 2.5 years later, here we are. And granted, I understand the league should have prepared her and the rookie class coming in, but people say, looking at the other perspective, was the league even prepared for the amount of growth that they've seen in just these short few months? Because just having to change, arenas, that in itself, like halfway through the summer, it tells you a lot. So hopefully moving forward, the league will do that. Like, we don't necessarily see it, like with issues of like even topics of financial, just finances in itself. The league. Go ahead.
Let me ask you this. So some of the comments, I'm gonna pin this when Miss S going shopping. So I'm gonna read some of these comments right here. Some of them put Anescu Clark. That's silly. We can hear you, friend. All right. This let me hold up. Why does it, so DJ put, if y'all want to like quickly highlight this, it says, why does it matter where you come from, really? And then he said something about why can't they just keep it on basketball? I can't find that comment. Somebody put, I hope CC. Okay, Amanda Spaceman. I hope CC is seated for the Power of the Dream doc. Steven Diaz. Clark fans to the WNBA are what Swifties are to the NFL. I got next. Shout out to I got next. She was on the chat last night. College, she slapped the player and pushed one down. It was okay. Bad sportsmanship. And this one I want to highlight right here. So Miss S gone shopping. She put Kate Martin is an example of adapting to the culture. Kate Martin is an example, and I had to pin that comment right quick. So what do y'all think about that? Shout out to Kate Martin, and again, shout out to CC too. Don't get this all twisted. But what are y'all thoughts on that, right quick?
Basketball's universal sport, man. They want how do you want a game to grow if you're only secluding it to one type of audience and one type of crowd? If you want it to be a worldly sport and you want everyone to be included, you have to bring in unity. That's the only way. You have to show a face for every part, because like people didn't have a dream, or most people had a dream, but until they seen another person, up in the rafters, like, you know what, I want to do that and furthermore. So you can't really unify basketball if you're really secluding, yourself and then everyone. Like it doesn't make sense to me.
So okay, other than that, I mean, if we're good, we can move on. Y'all want to move on?
I just want to say
it don't matter what sport. It don't matter what sport you play. It's going to be a melting pot if you have team members from different backgrounds, different cultures. So even if they try to keep it just about basketball, it's not going to stay about basketball because everybody comes from different backgrounds.
That's right.
Have people not seen Remember the Titans until they started accepting the backgrounds and where everybody was different, from likes to interests to dislikes? You're not going to come together as a team and as a league.
That's a great analogy. That's a great comparison. That's a good
Can
one.
I just hop in there and say one thing about Las Vegas Aces? The Las Vegas Aces are helping Kate Martin in regards to that thought process. They are pushing things on their Twitter pages and on their pages to make sure that Kate Martin has a different look and feel. They are showing things that she is doing as a collective. They sending out birthday messages and all kinds of things in regards to that Indiana is not doing for Caitlin. And I'm not saying that they have to, but I actually think, again, I'm going to rest on this, that this is a part of a bigger issue that the league needs to address. That's all.
All right. And speaking of the league, we're gonna speak about the best team in the league right now. I'm gonna be kind of objective, I guess you could say, or biased rather. But actually I'll take that back. I'm not. We're gonna speak about one of the best teams in the league, which is the Seattle Storm. I'm not sure if you guys caught this game last night, but they defeated the Dallas Wings and they're on a winning streak. My question to you is, let me just read this right quick. So my question to you is, what are your thoughts on this game, and what are your thoughts for this team on this season? Anybody who wants to start? I mean, J-Bug, I didn't know if y'all saw it. Q.
Whoever. Did you want to go? Q?
No, go, Jay. Go.
I was able to catch a little bit of the game, but I mean, I was one that was really excited. I mean, I'm an Aces fan, but I was really excited for Seattle getting NECA and then SDS coming over there, and then all three of them or both of them playing with Jewel. I was really excited, and when they started, they were kind of slow. But you got to factor in them gelling and kind of getting the chemistry together. Skylar's coming off from having a baby and stuff like that, and getting back into shape and stuff. So it was a slow start, but once they, figured that out, I think they were six game winning streak. I think they had.
They're on the 7 before entering that game. I was like, was it 9 or 10 that they've been. So I watched the game. We live streamed the game yesterday, and shout out to us. We live stream during every game we hear, but we live stream during the game, and Whitney, who will be coming on to this podcast in a few minutes, whenever she gets on. But we watched this, and Dallas hung in tight. So it got to the point where Arike, and I'm gonna say this again, so this is my scoring champ, Arike Ogunbowale. She had to, I don't know if y'all saw this on SportsCenter, but she took a half-court shot, and I'll play the clip for y'all. But she had a shot. So y'all see LaMelo Ball, he pulled up and he pointed to the line. So she literally did the same thing and made a half-court three. And she's doing everything. So shout out to Ghost who put this in the comments. The best team in the league is the Dallas Arike Ogunbowales. I mean, it seems like it because she needs some help. Maddie Segrist did a lot. She brought in some work. Monique Billings is doing some work for this team. Tierra McCowan has been playing really well. I feel like she needs to get all-star love. If y'all not voting for Tierra McCowan, put Tierra McCowan in your ballots as well as Arike. They just need their team back. I mean, they're struggling. But to Seattle's credit, they closed the door. So I believe Dallas got as close as 9 in the fourth with like 7 minutes or 8 minutes to go. And then Seattle just went on an 11-0 run and they just closed. They said, no, we're a better team and we're going to just show you that. And they did. And that team is looking like one of the best teams in the West. And they already beat your Las Vegas Aces, book. They already beat you.
Did.
Yeah,
they did.
So it's that team is If anybody else want to comment, but we needed to give some highlights. Shout out to the Seattle Storm.
Watching the Seattle Storm ball move was a work of beauty. They were doing all the right things offensively that you want to see in a championship aspiring team. The backdoor cuts, the screens, the pick and rolls, the pick and pops. The ball movement was a 10 out of 10 from what I seen last night.
Okay. I didn't know if y'all wanted this, Tasha or Randy. I was going to read some of the comments.
No, I was just gonna say, looking at the numbers, like shout out to Skylar Diggins for really coming back, like especially after bearing a child, dropping 21 last night. But even Asia said it, man, really great players and a great system, and it's showing. So they're looking good. Let's just see if they can keep it up.
Amen. All right. Well, other than that, I wanted to read some of this. Let me read some of these TikTok comments right quick. So shout out to DJ who put awesome live. Yeah, we have a good one. So shout out to Tasha, J-Book, Q, Randy. I appreciate y'all. He said we have an awesome live. So thank you for that. Erica Downs put she is so blank, underrated. I can't say it. Sandy Beaches put Enrique is awesome. Let me read some of the other ones. I got next put Kate has been around black people and respects them. All right. Laura Mayer put right. The culture at the Aces is different. Sandy Beaches says she willing and nice to see her get better. And then Miss S going shopping put you have to adapt to the culture of the sport. And then this is a new one. Jenny, I can't wait for Howard. I know that's right. I can't wait for Natasha Howard and Satu Sabali to get back. Enrique needs some help. Maddie stepped up. I co-signed everything you said. Oh, everything. And then also Ghost put on YouTube, she needs some help, not gonna lie. Like everybody is saying it. Everybody is saying the same thing. Enrique needs some help, and we hoping that she gets it, because if she could just win one of these important games, I mean, I thought she was gonna get a few of them off already, but if she could just win some of them, she could get more MVP talk. But I think, and we're gonna speak about your Aces next topic, J-Book, so that's fine. I'm gonna lead off with you. So speaking of MVPs, I mean, the Las Vegas Aces, they narrowly had a win against the Phoenix Mercury, and I mean, I just wanted to ask. So Jackie Young had 34, Asia Wilson chipped in with another 30 piece. I mean, but it's a close game. I wanted to say, what are your thoughts about the Aces? Why are they playing in so many close games? And I mean, I know we're judging them to a higher standard. They're on their third. They're on their 3P. But what are your thoughts about this team?
Well, yeah, I mean, we've had some slow starts. I say we, like I'm a part of the team. They've had some slow starts. I think, I mean, it definitely helps not having Chelsea there. I think I see Jackie getting better every game. Kelsey, we know it may be some issues going on off the court that kind of has her off because she's not really playing like she normally has been. But seeing like some of the bright spots, seeing Kate Martin come off the bench and like she's an automatic spark. She doesn't have the best game every single time, but she knows to get where she needs to get to. She's good on defense. She can stop and pop, shoot the three. She's hustling every time. It's kind of like the energy comes up. So it's just, I think it's them trying to, in a way, find their identity, because you would think because they still have their core four outside of Chelsea, that they would be okay. But you're adding in like Kate or Sid is maybe getting more minutes than normally she would, and then now you have Tiff who just came in, Tiffany Hayes. So I mean. Yeah, getting them together. They're all very talented, but I think it just is going to take a little time for them to gel together again. And I mean, honestly, everybody's coming at them with 200%. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not playing around with the Aces. So any little mistake that the Aces are going to get, like they are not guarding the three very well. No. They're not getting back in transition very well. So it's things like that they're kind of slow on, but they'll pick it up. I mean, I was so happy yesterday. I mean, Asia is playing like the MVP that she is. she's been crazy every single game. So we just need another person, maybe two people to step up, and I think we'll be okay. I'm not worried about them going, later down in the season, but they just need to fix those things. I'm sorry?
I see you. I say you're not worried about Seattle?
I'm not worried about the Aces not doing what they need to do to get to where they need to get to in postseason. So, I mean,
hey, somebody tells. Okay, go. Before you keep going. All right, keep going.
No, I'm saying. I mean, Seattle is challenging. We Phoenix whooped us pretty good last time we played them. Before this time, we won. The first game that we played against each other, but we're gonna get it together. It's 11 games in. It's a 40-game season. We're gonna be okay. So whatever challenges, I think we just need to tweak those things, and we'll see what happens.
If I don't know if y'all want to, Tasha, if you want to go, I'm ready to share I love this game. But if y'all want anybody who want to go, I'll go last. If y'all want to go, I'll let y'all go. I'll let y'all go first. I'll let y'all go. Oh. All right. What I was gonna say is, if y'all want me to go, I'll go. Like, I'm trying to be polite. You'll let me know. All right. But what I was gonna say is that when I watched this game, I thought it was okay. So to your point first, J-Bug, about not being worried about Seattle and not being worried about Phoenix. So Brittany Griner is in the center, and she is always there, right? And I know she's always been there, et cetera, but she's been battling a bunch of stuff, right? But she seems very focused, and she seems very confident. And even just last night, this is her second or third game back, and she's been well. Now, Asia did what she does, which I expect. But in a series, I can expect Brittany to make sure that she needs to do what she needs to do against Asia. So if the two of them need to cancel out or just put them to the side, and you need to go to the other matchups, DT has more wisdom, and she's really great still. Like, she can still score. And I would say the second or third best player, if not the next best player on the court, you could give this a toss up. I love Jackie Young, so if she's not the next best player after Asia, it would be Kalia Copper. So, that team, like you said, they already beat y'all. So it poses a threat. And as far as Seattle, they got two dynamic guards that, you already know with Jewel and Skylar. But my thoughts last night, Jackie Young is I feel like Jackie Young is one of the best players in the W, and she's been so underrated for so long. So I'm happy that more people are taking notice. She scored a career high 34 points, and she's been a bucket. Like, she had a lot of scrutiny being the first number 1 pick and a stacked draft class, but ever since she's been there, she's been living up to the billing. And the only thing that I feel like the Aces, and we talked about this, Whitney, when she comes back, the only thing I feel like the Aces need to do more of is pass the ball to Asia. And the fact that she's not getting the ball consistently, we've talked about this. Like, I feel like Asia should be averaging almost 50 points a game. And I say that hyperbolic, but what I mean that is she should be taking no less than 25 shots. And I feel like these games are close because she's not shooting enough. And I know she's averaging 30, but some tells me she could put up 40 if they need to just milk her till the cows come home. Like that has to be their cash cow. And if it's not already, they shouldn't be 5-4. So if it needs to just pass her the ball more and do what you need to do, like get open or hit your shots when you're ready. And like you said, when Chelsea gets back, the offense will get better. But I feel like they just need to run it through Asia more. And I'm gonna just end it there with that being said and let some of these come up. So some of the people wrote Brittany at Akon Griner. That's silly. Has to go through security twice in Paris. Let me read some. Okay, cool. Faye put her jumper is basically automatic and it rarely fails. And that's shout out to her. And then also Jenny put Seattle. This is another team that you might have to watch out for, Minnesota. So Minnesota and Seattle's defense is on lockdown. So I mean, this whole Western Conference is just getting better. So it's just something to just keep in mind.
Yeah, we got some challenges, but I'm not scared.
Yeah, I think the Aces are going to gel as time progresses, and I think that they're going to fall back into their regular play. It looks kind of crazy now, but like she said, it's only 11 games in. But I think that they are going to mesh. However, I do think Seattle is a problem, and I think Seattle is a problem because of two words. This is what Coach Quinn said. Coach Quinn said that we are dangerously disciplined, and I think that is tough, right? When you have people who do everything when you have people who do the right thing 100% of the time, it's hard to beat them. It's hard to beat people who do the right thing 100% of the time. And so I just think that discipline level, that discipline factor that Seattle has right now, and the fact that they are playing under the radar, a lot of people are not always talking about them, not always pumping them up. And I think that's exactly where they need to be, under the radar, punishing people. And that's exactly what they're doing. They punish them.
You can't stop Skylar. She just gets crazy. She gets crazy. She balls.
It's bananas. They punishing people out there.
Yeah, she's one of the reasons why they shut that door in Dallas. She's one of the, like, she closed the door. Absolutely. What were you gonna say, Tasha? My fault.
I was just saying that's what they're doing out there. They punishing people, and I think that they happy about being underneath the radar. It's okay for them to be underneath the radar because they keep stacking up these wins. This is like the 8th straight win in a row, and if they keep going on this trajectory, it's gonna look real good.
So the other thing I was just to shout out this comment. So shout out to girls who put more shots means more damage on her body. I know it's not an NBA season, but I'd be careful about overusing Asia. I guess they're 5-4, so I think now they're 6-4, so they need to use her as much as they need to win, period. Especially with Chelsea not being out, and especially with their guards need to be picking it up. KP got to pick it up. So, and I know y'all think I hate KP, but she got to, hey, I'll say you this: she hit some big fourth quarter shots last night, and I was sitting right there with her, so she had some big fourth quarter shots.
I think it's more to what Boog said. Like, they're the champs. They're getting 102% of everybody every single night. Like, people need that mental edge. If we can continue with the champs, or if we can beat the champs, then we can really win this thing, or at least compete to win this thing. We talked about it even before. Like, they just coming off the championship. Sometimes you kind of take your foot off the gas when you've been to the mountaintops. You get complacent. But they'll be fine. These just chill. All right.
You never know.
It's too early to see. This is fine.
So that's funny. Speaking of early, somebody who is performing better than most people. So I'll say this, Angel. Let's just get into Angel Reese. So the Chicago Sky, they're getting ready to go back on the court in a few minutes. They're playing against the Washington Mystics. I want to know quickly, what are your thoughts about this team? What have you thought about the development of Angel Reese this season? And what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts? And she's just okay. Good. I'm gonna just stop there. Anybody who wants to start, they can start. I'm gonna just kind of let y'all talk first.
You go, because I've been going first every time. You can go.
Dude, what about you? You ain't got to tell nothing about your rookie of the year?
What did you ask the question again? I just want to hear the question come off again. Say it again.
I was just saying, what were your thoughts about her development this season?
A dog. I told rookie of the year. Stop underestimating her. She delivered every single level that she's played on. She's going to deliver on this level. She has delivered what you want to see out of your first round draft pick, out of your rook. She's doing all the things she promises. The team is gelling with her. The coach believes in her. A superstar on and off the court.
Yep.
Yeah. Go. I was about to. Okay.
Yeah, I agree with all that. Speaking of under the radar, I mean, she's overperforming what people thought or initially thought that she might do without saying anything. She's just in there doing her, and she's not even playing to her full potential. I mean, she had an 80% field goal percentage last time she played, but normally it's been around 30. In the last 3 games, I think it was like 22%, 20 something percent. But she's getting better every game, and that's dangerous. You're not even playing at your full potential, and you're leading rookies in different categories. You're leading the W in O boards. You're up there. You're in the top 5 in steals. Angel Reese. Like, I know she had good hands, but we're talking about the W, right? Rebound, she's up there. So I'm so proud of her, watching her from LSU and hearing the things that people were saying about her, how it wasn't going to translate and how she wasn't going to be able to perform and do the things that she is known for doing. But she's been balling, like just like Q said. Coach Spoon believes in her. Her team believes in her. She's a leader on that court already. She's in everyone's ears. She is a cheerleader for them. They're cheering for her. She tried when she's in the game. She's another one to talk about. Kate Martin. If Angel's not in the game, things kind of go wrong. Like when she's in there, whether she's the offensive person or not, she's on defense. She's been defending some of the toughest post players in the W, and she's holding her own. And in some cases, she's holding them where they're not as scoring or doing as much as they used to do. So don't sleep on Angel. She's, of course, my rookie of the year. We'll see how everything pans out. Oh, yeah. Why not?
Okay.
Why not? She's having a great June. I mean, you know, we're gonna see. I don't, like I said, I don't know how it's gonna pan out, but if we're looking at what she's been doing so far, and I know she can probably, you know, continue to improve, she's definitely should be in the conversation for one of the tops. So, I mean, I could talk about Angel all day, but I won't. So I'll let someone else have the floor.
And she ain't crying about nothing either.
Facts. That's what I said. She just plays. She just plays. She doesn't comment. She don't do anything. She plays.
Let me. So Lord Jamal put Reese and Jackson where this pro list. AS put Glue. Lord Jamal put in regards to Angel, she is the most pro ready to him. Lord Jamal also put she had NECA in hell. Jenny put she is definitely in the running, and I absolutely think she is. You already know. Yeah, I absolutely think she is in the running. Let me put this one in here. Ghost put Reese is hella charming too. I think she scares grandmas in Des Moines, but I love her. One thing, I mean, I don't know if y'all want to go, I'll let y'all go first before I share my opinion. If y'all want to go.
I have a couple of opinions about her. I think Angel Reese is the one who really brought me back into the WNBA game. Before she got here, I hadn't really watched the WNBA as much as I did early on. I do believe that she came in underrated because they again always like to pit people against each other. But she was the first rookie player to score 100 points and 100 rebounds. She's averaging a double-double.
Let them know.
Yeah, she's not playing games with y'all, and I think a part of that is because her mentality. She has always had a beast-like mentality, and she is a beast. So that's number one. Number two, she's always been a champion. Everywhere she's been, she has won, and I think that's a different mindset, right? When you are a winner, you have a different mindset. So to me, Angel Reese has a winning mindset, and I think that's apparent in regards to what's happening in Chicago. I also think that she's a team player. She transferred in the middle of her college career, and she became a team player. She knows how to adapt to situations very quickly, and so I think that she is very good in regards to adapting and making sure that she's a part of a bigger team. But they really thought that Angel was going to be scared of those big players. You know, they tried to devalue her because of her size, and she has verbally and physically told you, y'all can't handle me down here. Don't try to act like it's me not handling y'all. Y'all can't handle me. And she has proved that. The ball just happens, it just falls into her hand. She kind of reminds me, from a rebounding standpoint, I'm going to compare her to a male player, but she kind of gives me that feel of a Dennis Rodman in regards to those rebounds and how to put back up. And kind of like Kyrie, when she puts back up, she knows how to score down there, and I think that's imperative. So I like Angel Reese a lot. I like her in regards to the Rookie of the Year. I think it's going to be hard for her to be Rookie of the Year because, you know, they have made her the rookie villain. And they have done that when she was in college. And like she said, when she was in college, I can carry that burden. My shoulders are broad enough to carry that burden, but I don't think she has to. And I think the league, again, I'm harping on the league. I think the league needs to do a better job of securing the players at a different level and making sure that they are pushed, I guess, or highlighted in ways that they should be highlighted. And I think that's a league issue. But Angel Reese is my favorite right now. And not right now. This is the reason why I started watching the W again.
Amen. That's nice. Andy, I don't know if y'all want to go. Well, anytime
I want to chime in because everyone had a great point to say. Angel Reese, we said this like first episode. She has a knack for affecting the game. Like watching her play, like any hooper can attest to this. When you're a guard and you have a big that's behind you communicating, let you know which side the screen's coming on, and they're being over communicative, letting you know what's going on around you, that makes the rest of the game easy for you. And she was like that at LSU, and she's brought that amazing trait onto the WNBA, and you could see the effectiveness. Like everyone says, she's averaging your forwards averaging a double and two steals and 2 assists. Like, what more can you ask for as a rook? Like, I couldn't agree with what everyone else said. And she's a baller, man. That girl could do whatever she wants. So you can please don't put a ceiling over. She literally does whatever she wants, and then on top of that, she excels at doing what people try to say she can't. So I'm a fan of that, like, always.
Yo, Deej, if you want, we'll let you change your rookie of the year vote right now. I'll get 5 seconds.
Well, curious, and I'm gonna roll with CC, and that's funny that you say that. There's like a bunch to say. So, as Q just alluded to, my pick for rookie of the year is Carrington-Clark, number 1 pick. Other than that, actually, I'm gonna just leave this topic to I'm gonna just leave CC's praise right now, just kind of shift on Angel, because I do want to just highlight the fact that she has been killing, and I don't want nobody to think obviously because you like CC you can't like Angel, or because you like Angel you can't like that's crazy. Like if you like hoops, you like people. But yes, so I think that, like I said several times, I think Angel Reese is going to be the first person in this rookie class to get a 2020 game, and I think it will happen this season, actually. Jay Boog alluded to this. So she's shooting in the paint around 40%, or like sub 40%, around under 50%. Who cares, right? She's a rookie. She's going to get better. She has so much room for improvement that when she does start to get her shooting numbers up, which will happen as she gets stronger, as she gets more post moves, as she starts developing in the paint more, she's going to start scoring more, and she's going to start scoring more at a higher clip quickly. She just had her first 20-10 game the other night, and now she's getting ready to, play again. So again, her rebounding is something that's always been there. So that's never going to go away. And then there's something that, let me just address this to the comments. So the comments, shout out to Ghost again. Angel's mama was a baller. Shout out to Mama Reese, friend of the show. I spoke with her. I asked her about Caitlin. I asked her about Angel and about the rivalry that they had. She said that they've been playing together, against each other since 8th grade and middle school. There's never been any. So I want y'all to know this. There's never been any animosity between the two of them. They've always been competing against each other, and Angel's already that's always been they've never had any issues between each other. But shout out to Mama Reese, friend of the show. But also, what I wanted to say is that I just think it's crazy. So Tasha said this, and this is the last thing. This will be my last point before I read some of the comments. So Tasha said this. She said that the media or even an Angel talked about this, which I didn't think was cool, because Angel's like one of the nicest persons that I've ever spoken with, like especially in the media. She's nice. Like, she's really nice. She's really fierce on the court, and she's just as nice off of it. That's why she's an Angel, right? But she called herself a villain, which when I talked to her on Sunday, I'm gonna ask her about that. She called herself a villain for the game, which I'm like, you don't have to. Caitlin is not a villain or a hero. Angel is not a villain or a hero. These are two basketball players. So, and like I told them, they're rivals. That's cool. Goku and Vegeta are rivals. That doesn't make them, fighting each other, like, etc. They're foil characters, right? So they have a lot of similarities and they have a lot of opposites. So on the court, the opposites. One's black, one's white, one's tall, one's short. In comparison to each other, right? One plays center or in the post. One plays guard. But on the court, they have a lot of similarities. They're both fierce competitors. They both don't like to lose. They're both very aggressive. They're both very tenacious, and they're both doing it in their own different ways. They're both humble and low key. Like, well, I'll switch that last one back. One of them is more extroverted. One of them is more introverted. So it's like they share a lot of traits that are similar. They're just the perfect foil characters. So it's like I don't like calling one person a villain and one person a hero. And I didn't like that she did that. But other than that, shout out to both of them. Yeah, Q, we're gonna see it because we're gonna speak about round 2 in a minute. You already know. And if y'all had anything else to say, I'm gonna just end it on that part right there.
You said Angel called herself the villain?
Yeah, in the media, I didn't know if y'all saw that. She was like,
I love that.
Why you saying?
Look. Growing up, they say be the villain. It pays more. All right. when we grew up watching WWE, and you got the good guy, you got the bad guy, right? The bad guy, the heel, they can do whatever, they can be whatever. They don't have to live to certain people's expectations because there is no expectations, right? It allows more freedom when you're the villain. When you're the hero, you gotta say the right thing, do the right thing. Uh, you can't be relaxed. You can't be your natural self. You can't let that personality show all the time when you're the
Hey,
baby
Q,
face or the
I,
hero.
Q, the chat going,
Go
and I'll let
ahead.
you know, J Book, but the
I
chat going
okay.
crazy about what he has said. So, as you can see, Ghost put "Till I Die," I blank with the villain Pat Bev. Villains
Shout
are
out Bruce.
another one put Dez. So shout out to Dez. She said if the media want to make her out to be the villain, she'll take that. Lord Jamal put, we'll always remember the villain. So a lot of people rocking with what your thoughts are. Soul Survivor, if you're still there, my thoughts on the Liberty. You got to come back, watch She Shoots, She Scores, episode 7, episode 8. We dropping it. I'm gonna tell you our thoughts on the Liberty. What were you gonna say, J Book?
Just real quick, I think I don't feel like Angel is calling herself the villain. I think that is what
The media.
the media and the internet and certain fans have put on her, and she's just saying if that's what you want me to be, then I'm that. Like I'm still gonna do it. I'm still gonna be Angel. I'm still gonna play like I'm play. But if you want me to be the villain, if y'all so want me to be this villain, then whatever. Like I'm still gonna do what I do. But I think in that sense, that press conference when she said it just not too long ago, she was actually standing in the place of Kennedy. This is during the time when Kennedy was having, getting harassed and all this stuff and all these questions about her and the situation that happened. And I think she's saying, first of all, she was standing in solidarity with Kennedy because she didn't have to be up there and do that press conference with her. So I think that was big of her to do that. But I think in that moment she was saying, give me all the heat. I'll take all the heat because I'm used to it. Leave Kennedy alone. She's just playing ball. I've been used to this for 2 years. I'll be the villain if that's what I need to do. And I think that's the sense it was. It wasn't that I'm this villain. Y'all come harass me and call me out my name and do this stuff. Like I want to be the villain. I think she was actually trying to stand up for Kennedy. I'm not saying you're saying that. I'm just saying in general.
I
I don't think she was meaning to do that.
I mean, I hear your thoughts, but it's like you don't have to be something you're not. And I'm not saying that she's not an evil person or whatever. Like, and thank God she's not. But like, I don't like it. Like, oh, y'all could come at me and call me X, Y, and Z, and like Angel's been going through. It's like, why does anybody have to go through any of these things, people? And
life.
I want y'all to listen to this. Why does anybody have to go through any of these things? They're playing a basketball game at the end of the day. They're professional athletes playing a game. So just keep that in mind. This is somebody's son, somebody's daughter, somebody's cousin, somebody's, like, this is crazy, y'all. What were you gonna say?
Tell that to the people that's been sending her death threats.
I've been saying that to you just heard it on segment 1. CC need to go tell her fans to relax. And then on the same token, like the other, like this is basketball. Like at the end of the day, like don't take this out of context. This is nothing more than that. And it shouldn't go any further than that. And it's insane. My fault. What were you gonna say?
It's interesting to me in regards to that thought process between villain and hero in the thought process, right? Again, we are talking about America. We're talking about their racial struggles, these two Americas that we live in. The New York Times just put out an article today in regards to telling you who the top 5 are, right? And so Angel Reese is number 1, Aaliyah Edwards number 2, Carrington-Clark number 3, Cameron Brink, and then Rakia Johnson. But when you looked at the actual how they ranked them and what they actually put in the paper, and I think maybe what was his name? Let me look at my notes. Ben Pickman. When you looked at the notes, right? Angel Reese, they said that she had 12 points, that she was averaging 10 rebounds, and then they put in her field goal percentage. Now we know that her field goal percentage is very low, but she's doing other things, like she has 2 steals per game, assists per game that could have been added. Then you jump down to Carrington-Clark, whose field goal percentage is less than Angel Reese. Now we're not gonna say that Angel Reese shouldn't be at higher percentages because her work is around the bucket and Carrington-Clark is at the 3-point, but they didn't include that in regards to Carrington-Clark. They didn't include her field goal percentage. They didn't include her 3-point percentage. And those are the little nuances that we're talking about in regards to America, in regards to diversity and equity, and what that looks like. Excuse me. They put the field goal percentages for all the black players in there, but they didn't put none of the field goal percentages in there for the white players. And that's just the divide that we're talking about. You know, if the white players can take an edge up in something, then the media is going to give them that edge up. And that might be a problem in regards to what that looks like, right? We are not going to always just downplay everything that Angel Reese is doing for the game. We're not going to downplay, you know, everything that she has to carry on her shoulders in regards to this projecting that the media has given her, which is the villain. They have placed her that way. And whether or not she accepts the fact that that is the role that they have given her, or she doesn't accept the fact that the role she's given her, she's still going to have to fight through that. And I think that there's something that should be said and help a strategy in regards to that thought process for the media, we as a media component, to be more equitable in the thought process. If there's going to be a bar, they should be judged on the same bar, right? So I guess that's what I'm saying in regards to the thought process.
As well as being labeled the villain. The villain doesn't have to be an evil person necessarily. Sometimes the villain is just somebody who says what people are too scared to say, do things that people are too scared to do, putting expectations on themselves that people are too scared to put on themselves. So, like, even with your anime reference of Goku and Vegeta, if you ask any comic fan, they like Vegeta more than Goku. They like Sasuke more than Naruto. Like, being that fearless person, that unrestricted person, a lot of people tend to gravitate and admire that person more than the hero.
And Tasha, if I could just say, so you're getting a lot of love, Tasha. So Tasha, what you had just said, so everybody, shout out to where they put. So let me just read it to everybody on TikTok. I'm gonna read this on YouTube for y'all. Maybe I'm in a different media stream, but I'm seeing a lot of love for Reese. That's what somebody on YouTube wrote. Then they hold the field goal percentage over Enrique a lot. Tasha, somebody put something. Lord Jamal put all facts in regards to everything that you had said. Then he went on and said race and sports often intersect, race and sport. And then he put the media thrives from it, etc. Like I said, I just try to keep. I mean, I'm not going. I don't know which. Okay, let me ask this. Somebody put, what's this young man's name? Q. I think they were talking about you in that regard. So that's for you. Well, let me see if I can put up the banners for y'all.
Who asked about me real quick?
Ghost.
Tasha, you have something to say?
Yeah, I just want to say one more thing. Like, in the thought process that Angel Reese is maybe America's villain, she's the culture's hero, right? You can say whatever you want to. Even when I went to the Indiana game, where Indiana played against Chicago, and there were quite a few children, parents who had on Angel Reese jerseys, and quite a few of black parents and black children with those Angel Reese jerseys on. And Chicago is selling out as many games as Indiana is selling out. And even though they have pit them together, and I know they pit them together because on June 23rd, ESPN swiped the game. The game was supposed to start at 6 o'clock. ESPN changed it to 4 o'clock to make it prime time. So everybody is going to be watching Indiana and Chicago because that's exactly what people are coming to see. They want to see that same feistiness. They want to see Angel and Caitlin go back and forth. They want to see that little chippiness, that grittiness that comes with the game. And they want, they want to see who the winner is going to be. And like I said before, Angel Reese is a winner, right? She's a champion. She has been a champion in every place that she's gone. And I think that's imperative to know. And to black children, she's the basketball Barbie. She's not just the Baltimore Barbie. She's not just the Chicago Barbie. She's basketball's Barbie. And I wish I had an opportunity to help with the marketing because her Barbie tennis shoes should be coming in a Barbie house, right? Like I think Reebok is missing an opportunity in regards to how they should be marketing her. Because
we talked about this last night. Yes. There's so many different. We were talking. So we said on episode 5, we were like, I mentioned this, Q mentioned this too, like they need to have an Angel Iverson campaign. You just mentioned another one. You can go with an Angel Barbie campaign. Like there's so many different ways that she should be in the forefront of a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
She should be in the forefront of a lot of stuff. And
I think I'm gonna apply for a Reebok job so I can help her in that thought process. Like if y'all listen,
Please do.
Sure, those shoes should be coming in a Barbie house. Like all of the Angel Reese Reeboks, Barbie Reeboks, they should be in the Barbie house because that's what we like to do, right? We want that, and so I think we missing a couple opportunities, but she's for real.
She is for real. Sorry about that on my TikTok. If y'all watching on TikTok, I just had to go live. Something happened. But this is the perfect segue, Tasha. And then just to kind of move on into the next topic, which I think I'm gonna cut it short. We're gonna talk about the Atlanta Dream, but I kind of want to watch this Angel Reese game coming up. But we're gonna be live streaming from here, so y'all see us here. But what I was gonna say is that the 2 headliners from this 2024 rookie class, they're getting ready to play on Sunday. We'll be there, Tasha. And a lot of people are gonna be watching this. But I wanted to know who needs to win more. And what are your thoughts for this game? And before y'all say this, I didn't know if y'all saw the Teresa Weatherspoon interview clip. Okay, good. So I won't have to play it.
What did she say?
Oh,
I don't know if I saw it or not. What?
Oh, so I'm gonna go play. When she was talking about winning and losing, and she was talking about being like she was upset.
Oh, that is not fun. Freaking losing. Is that? Yeah.
Freaking losing. That's a great.
Yeah.
That's. I'll go. If anybody wants to go first, I'll go. But I'll let y'all go. You already know. But I'm trying to find that clip for y'all right quick.
Just about the game.
Yeah, I was gonna say if any predictions about what's gonna happen.
I don't know who needs to win more. I mean, Indiana obviously is near the bottom, so they probably would need to win more. But for me, I need Chicago to stay above 9. So I need them to get a win. I need them to start getting some wins under their belt because I feel like they kind of beat themselves when they're playing. They're making a lot of mistakes that they don't have to make. So I would love to see them start to win some games and fully execute what's in front of them. So I'm rooting for Chicago. So I would say Chicago. They would need the win because Dallas is not playing well. Indiana is not that great. Of course, Washington is at the bottom. So I mean, as many teams as we can get above, let's just keep that going and then work it out for the rest of the season. I would like to see them maybe make a run for the postseason if they can. They just need to stay above where they are right now. But I mean, it's going to be an exciting game. I'm looking forward to seeing Camilla and Aaliyah against each other again. Camilla has some games under her belt now. I feel like she's a little bit more comfortable. I know that's her sister, but I would like her to get a little bit more aggressive in the post with Aaliyah. But I mean, I'm more excited for that than really anything because I'm excited to see Camilla come back and kind of battle back from being injured. So it's going to be a good game. I wish I could be there and see it in person, but I'll just settle for watching it on TV.
That's all good. Hey, that's ain't nothing wrong with that either. But Q, I don't know if y'all wanted to say something, but let me just add some of these quotes. So Ghost, shout out to Ghost. You on point, Q. Villains can be heroic for exposing broader cultural hypocrisies fundamental to the Black literary tradition. Ellison's Invisible Man prose starts by beating the ish out of someone. So I'm gonna just leave that there. Shout out to that. And then they also put respect to the panel, very erudite. Okay, thank you. Shout out, Ghost. Appreciate it. Some of the other comments put Dog Dad put I'm rooting for the Fever. And then Ghost another. She put the Fever hasn't had a winning record for dang near a decade. And if y'all wanted to, you already know how much. If y'all want to share y'all opinions, y'all could go. I'll go last. I choose to go last. Go, Randy. You got some? Oh, here, Meta. You wanted to hear the quote?
Something earlier about the Angel Reese thing and how she was a villain. I think like Ghost said that she should lean into it, but also I don't take it as her claiming herself as a villain. It's just her. Look, since Angel Reese name was out there, she's been under the microscope and under certain scrutiny, and I think she's just adjusted to it, taken into it, and now it's just it's like a walk in the park for her. So big shout outs to her for taking that heat, but also like Ghost said, lean into it because look how she's playing, man. She's free to play as Q mentioned as well. But also, I'm wanting Chicago to win. I want to see Angel Reese continue to take the pieces of the game, see how it slows down for her, see how she continues to adjust and grow. And like you said, I think she could hit the 2020 game, but I think it might be like a 2015. I'm gonna be real with you, Brad.
She almost had that the other night.
Yeah, I understand, bro. I understand, but the league has been on notice. The league has an attention to it, a spotlight on it, and these women are competitors, brother. Like you've seen them play. You sit back here, you see a movie, you're like, oh snap! Like, bruh, everyone has come to play this year, and it's making for really good basketball. So, but still, I'm in Angel Reese's corner. So.
Yeah, the same way I feel with CC getting a 40 piece. I feel like you already know Angel gonna get a 2020 game. My fault. I'm just pulling up the game.
With Witherspoon making those comments, she obviously feels like her team needs this to win more. When you're an aspiring team, you're gonna lose games, right? But one thing about it, you have to win the games you're supposed to win. This is a winnable game for them, record wise and matchup wise. And it all boils down: do you hate losing more? Do you like winning? That's the key to winning more. When you hate losing more, do you like winning? You'll win more games.
I was gonna say right now they're losing. Right now they losing. Right now
it's just 0-4. It's just 0-4.
I ain't worried about it. Right now they losing, but again, I think shout out to Aaliyah Edwards, who's been on a tear. We talked about her last episode, but she's been on a tear. So shout out to Aaliyah Edwards. And then just to end, I'll say this. So my predictions again. Last time I picked Chicago to win. So the first game I picked Chicago to win, and I was wrong. Randy, you also picked Chicago, so we were both wrong. I thought that Caitlin was going to have a game underneath 20 points, which she did. And I just was wrong. I thought that they weren't going to be able to pull it out. This time, I'm not betting against CC. They're going to get the W. So I think she's going to fall to 2-0. I'm talking about the WNBA. So I'm going to go see 2-0 CC. That's my pick. And I think she is going to go over 20 points this time.
I think both of the players are going to have a good game. I'm not going to make a prediction about who is going to win. I am going to make a comment in regards to who we want to see as Rookie of the Year, right? So I think that it's important for both of these players to have good games against each other, because this is going to be the finale of who actually becomes Rookie of the Year, right? They're going to talk about win shares. They're going to talk about efficiency from the player, and that whoever beats out one another in regards to this, that's who is going to become Rookie of the Year. So I expect both of them to have a really good game. I expect them to have a good game Sunday, and then the following Sunday when they're in Chicago. And I think both of them are going to break some records in both of these games. I think this might be Angels 2020 breakout against Carrington-Clark. And I think Kaylin is going to have another 30-point night, right? But I don't know who is going to pull off the W. That really depends on everybody else surrounding them. And it's crazy to me that I'm saying it like that, everybody else surrounding them, because they are the rookies. But I think Indiana has some work to do, especially in regards to Boston. She hasn't started off great this year. And against the first game, Camilla, she played Boston like she knows her. And it was tough for Aaliyah Boston down in that post the first game. And so hopefully she'll play a little bit better and play to her potential. And I think she's coming out of a mental funk, right? And I think mentally things can put you into a funk too in regards to that. So I'm not making a prediction in regards to who is going to win, but I am going to say that both of them are going to need big games. And when it comes down to it, the winner, the team that wins these back and forth between Indiana and Chicago, they are going to be in the lead in regards to who is going to be Rookie of the Year.
Speaking of Rookie of the Years, that's what Ghost just put. Hope CC sees us. Hey, what's up, CC? See you on Sunday. Tell her I said what's up if you do see her. I already, like I told you, I'm picking Indiana. Chicago gonna be mad at me. They already mad at me, whatever. But I'm picking Indiana on this one, so y'all could be mad. What up, CC? The other thing, just quickly, Minnesota, Los Angeles, they're playing. The game just started. I mean, I don't have no thoughts. I was just gonna say that the game just started. It's 8-7. They look great. The LA Sparks. Shout out to De'Erica Hamby. Other than that, let me put this right quick. So this is the last thing I want to say. That's why I said that. Ghost put Peely as my Rookie of the Year. And then that's all I'm gonna say. She had a 20-piece not too long ago. Other than that, everybody, shout out to y'all. I mean, if you ain't gonna no, that's it. We good. So J Bug, thank you for coming on. Tasha, thank you for coming on. Randy, I appreciate you as always. Q, same thing. Everybody that's on our live, that's watching right now, thank you we appreciate y'all. Whitney, I don't know what happened to Whitney, but I'm gonna call her and figure it out. But we're gonna be probably doing a live stream during the game. But we appreciate y'all so much, and like again, I love it. Back on.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Appreciate y'all.
Appreciate y'all.
Thank you, J Bug. Nice meeting y'all.
Go Chicago.
Yup.
Click that M button stream.